All right. So, is her name Kelli Farrell? I'm not sure. We have an interview with, and we'll keep it in mind. People like to attempt to pay others off, you know. We have the receipts, but based on these documents, I don't believe she has any money to pay anyone off. Evidently, some information on her has surfaced on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. The program isn't anything I watch. Only the paperwork they provide me is watched by me, so I may forward it to the viewers so you can return it. All right. Thus, we just completed a great deal of paperwork. We received a notice of eviction on Miss Kelli's behalf. All right. This eviction took place in Fulton County, Georgia's Majestic Court on 2/27/2025. Okay. How a Real Housewives of Atlanta star could be facing eviction is beyond me. All right, this year. Last year, this program was filmed. What is the reason behind her eviction this year? What's happening? All right. It did state that the defendant's refusal to provide an answer led to the application being made to the court for the issuing of a writ of possession. The money has not been received by the plaintiff. Thus, the marshals ultimately sent a writ of execution to Miss Kelli Ashley Porter Fell and every other inhabitant at an address in Atlanta. All right. Okay. This is pretty crazy stuff, I must say. The fact that she is providing me all of this information makes someone very unhappy. Additionally, Kelli Ferrell, the Miss Real Housewives of Atlanta, received a gift. We do have a source that will be coming to explain everything, as I mentioned before. I'm sort of building things up, then. I'm baffled as to how they are homeless while having such lovely outfits on a gorgeous set. All right. Listen, you guys are attempting to Tashi. You're claiming that folks are broke. Here are the receipts. All right. Performance Food Group, huh? All right. This has returned to please wait a moment. Okay. This is a garnishment, then. It appears to be a banking institution. All right. It now claims that she is being sued, I suppose, by a business to which she owes a significant amount of money. This means that a copy of a summons and a verified complaint, effective June 28th, were duly delivered to Nana's Chicken and Waffles, the restaurant, I suppose, that she owned in collaboration with her husband. Okay. This is an order for her. All right. And has rendered a final decision against her. All right. Additionally, it mentions Kelli Ferrell and Nana's Chicken and Waffles. Not even her hubby is on this. Kelli Ferrell is listed. All right. It indicates that she owes $16,787.81 plus $3,338.65 in accrued interest. All right. She still owes $2,376.65 plus 1.5% per month since that date. We received a complaint against Kelli Ferrell as well, right, on a judgment, okay. Okay. Additionally, the restaurant serves swell. This was just released while she was on The Real Housewives of Atlanta show. Andy should sign me, man. I am on the verge of being evicted, and I wish I could sign up for a program. For me to launch my business, they will need to cover all of that. Was this something she announced on the show? She also mentioned that the federal government was suing her. She mentioned that never federal was suing her, but she omitted to mention the eviction or anything else that was happening. She accepted a deal with The Real Housewives of Atlanta, knowing that she was broke and that they couldn't pay off the debt with the advances, but she didn't discuss any of it or the garnishments. Black ladies, pay attention. I suppose her eatery, and she stood up for Kelli. God, oh God. All right, so the state of California is requesting $217,370. 21 plus $4,723 in principal interest. $660 more, plus attorney's expenses. With those $660, they are being petty. Well, that's a substantial sum of money. Okay, so this is a new field. Alright, I have a lot of receipts. Alright, the defendant, Miss Kelli Ferrell, is the subject of a legal garnishment. As I have stated, I am simply horrified that she would even sit on such a couch while being aware of her debt. Never would I. The plaintiff is a foreign company based in Georgia. The main amount of the defendant's debt is $16,988.97. This, I suppose, is a reminder of that specific obligation. Wait a moment. I'll grab the rest. Give the remainder to me. She also has a claim for tutoring. What? All right. Kelli Ferrell is being sued by Sitherorn Tutoring LLC, not the tutoring business. All right. In order to launch this action, they have a statement of claim against her for $645 plus an additional $76.14. All right. Likewise, for the Children's Tutoring Agency. All right. And now that she has Navy Federal, it appears that things will be delayed. Kelli Porter Ferrell against the Prada LLC. Hold on. Let me confirm. I'll simply get straight to the numbers and keep it brief. Let me check. Let me check. Let me check out the lease's guarantee. Thus, this is an additional rent that is occasionally due. Therefore, she still owes music an additional $195.29 for outstanding rent through March 2025. In addition, she owes $2,250 for late fees incurred for her business and $3,695.35. And you shared your story while seated on the couch. There. You have it, Real Housewives of Atlanta fans. Speaking of fans of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Simon just brought out a lawsuit against Miss Portia Williams. Since it's the 15th today, this was really filed today. Thus, it was submitted yesterday. All right. Simon is bringing a slander lawsuit against Portia. All right. Now, it states that plaintiff Simon's claims for defamation, false light, invasion of privacy, and public disclosure of private facts are based on several online publications, video, commentary, and social media content that defendant Portia Williams produced and shared between roughly December 2023 and April 2024. Just so you know. He is a businessman, which is why he has claims for this. He did suffer a significant financial loss as well. She promised not to say anything on TV when she signed a prenuptial agreement. Additionally, you are not violating your own prenuptial agreement when you sign one and desire the $40,000. He is essentially stating that the defendant's statements wrongly implied, and in some cases, clearly stated that the plaintiff had erectile dysfunction, had committed fraud and deception, and was unworthy of public and social respect. This insane penis doesn't function, she remarked. And he believes he has been defamed. And I'll tell you what enraged him the most. If you have a man with whom you are sleeping and he is providing for your life, but is stealing from others, Jonathan Dupa is currently in the federal prison system for stealing Social Security. Is that correct? As a result, many people use their identities to benefit from unemployment. All right. And he stole the money, which I believe was around $3,000 to $4,000 per person, if I recall correctly, from ATMs after submitting thousands of illegal documents. That he then took the money and took the Portia out on a date, and Simon ultimately confronted Jonathan Dupa from the Rich and Unemployed podcast. Okay. Have we discussed the Rich and Unemployed podcast here? God, oh God. I'm so sorry. You guys need to be on Tashk Live. Because of this young podcaster was utilizing his social media accounts to create podcasts using money that had been stolen by using the social security information of persons who were either living or deceased, among other things. Subsequently, he was deceiving the women and making them feel embarrassed that they had to deceive him by claiming that women weren't. This isn't them. They're not that. I will never purchase them with money. In the meantime, it wasn't even your money initially. This podcaster is the target of lengthy litigation. Alright, you must see Tasha K perform live to understand it. Okay, so Simon had heard that he hadn't heard, and he noticed that Portia was interacting with this fraudster who is currently locked up on her phone. Alright, Kelli, this is the second male she has interacted with who is incarcerated. Thanks to Kelli from the federal government. Listen, I'm not having any fun with you today. Okay, so let me receive the receipts as soon as possible, Simon. Really going up against the con artist who, as you may know, ruined Portia's marriage. They are scarce in number. Some married males are present, along with everything else. Hogel at its best. Alright, Jasmine, go ahead and view Simon's text conversations addressing Jonathan DePan, who is currently being held by the federal government for defrauding people and using the money to defraud Portia. Alright. Then, because he was no longer paying the $40,000 spouse, Portia decided to play a game on Simon and was defeated. She was unable to wait that long. Give Coochie a break, please. As in, really. As if she couldn't wait that long at all. As she attempts to sell a property, she is now attempting to determine how she will pay the $250,000 in late fees. She only receives $1 million a year from Housewives of Atlanta, of which she must send more than 50% to more than 50% to the I am more than 50%. In actuality, she barely earns $300,000 every episode. And you are purportedly selling. Pay attention. Bro, he adds, come on my show. I suppose Jonathan Dupton is adding insult to injury to Simon's face. How the hell did my name get involved in this, he asks. I have access to the greatest products available, but I'm not sure whether you see us for erectile dysfunction. Seaweed moss your third legs and use only natural seaweed moss. Additionally, the Cios is available on ShopTal.com for 10,000 milligrams. Make use of the TK10 promo code. I believe that everyone is vitamin deficient. Alright? Insufficient ingredients are in our food. We don't consume enough of the appropriate meals and other things. We consume excessive amounts of alcohol. We smoke excessively. Add a few drops of this to your water, coffee, smoothie, or just put it under your tongue. Apply the TK10 promo code. Additionally, ShopTal.com offers a season EED oil and sour in the sauce. Make use of the TK10 coupon code, particularly if you suffer from erectile dysfunction. Simon responds, dude, I also don't understand how you end up spending so much time on the phone with a married woman. I put on my reading glasses. I recognize that we might not agree on what constitutes proper behavior for a married individual, but I understand. You're not supposed to comprehend it. Unfortunately, you are as intellectually inept as the person you spread the myth about ethos. I think I have ED. Who? As the individual who published the story. In any case, you are not the source of my problem. Are you? Instead, it is the person who believes that I am a simple-minded African who cannot be used. Brother, may God be with you. I hope you stay safe. Jonathan Dupton then states, I know you're just trying to win this battle in court, prior to going to the federal government. I'm cheering you on, buddy. With the praying hands, I would never take anything I read online seriously. Simon then returns and says, you'll be alright. You're not fighting this. When I said, I wish you well, I meant it. Alright. As a result, the men gathered to celebrate Portia's coochie. Alright. Simon will, however, take a position in business. So let's get back to this case. He is requesting damages of $, entitled to given that she is entitled to support and he owes it, there will undoubtedly be some sort of exchange, and it will happen quickly. Portia must thus work out here. She was able to continue working on the liposuction sessions up. How do her joints feel, I wonder? When you have a lot of butt and your stomach looks like this, you'll notice that your butt is sitting on your hips and other places with a lot of changed fat. And many attempt to explain it by saying, oh, it's age-related joint pain. That isn't a vitamin D deficiency, huh? All right. Many individuals prefer to claim that joint pain and other similar arthritis, caused by arthritis, however, the NIH states that arthritis is a result of calcium and vitamin D deficiencies. Alright, so that's why we have the vitamin D3 drops. 10,000 IUs are available on tkdals.com. Make use of the TK10 promo code. However, she spends her money on it. Alright. She will not have any kind of strategy to outdo the women who are supporting Portia. In the meantime, though, she is following her mother's path. Let's go on. In the comments, how are they doing? They're doing well. Do they have me in their sights? Said, how is Simon going to prove that he doesn't have ED? He's going to jack off in court, I suppose. How is Simon going to demonstrate his lack of ED? He will be checking off. In court, he will jack off. After watching porn in a separate room, he will ask, hey, judge, does this look like I got ED? I wouldn't care if he had ED or not at that age, man. I had to spend more money and do less effort. I'm simply being honest like that. I'll tell you the truth. You have less to screw within an older man. All he wants to do is work. Particularly if his primary love is his job. All I have to do is spend the money. I'm going to show you Portia's intellect here, but she let her coochie think for her. I hope my hubby will fall victim to my scammer side. He would have to handle me directly. You never speak to my hubby. Are you insane? Are you that dumb? Man, Portia, you need to control your sidekicks. Never allow them to get close to the group. An oil corporation is owned by a man. What the heck? In the past, he was a scammer. He gained knowledge from his errors. His money is now legal and everything. He bought you a $12 million home, legally. I wish I hadn't been cheating on every dude. I promise God that I